Hello and welcome back to another video in the world of Monster Hunter Iceborne, and today's all about that pokey bug stick. We all know we like a pokey bug stick. Now, first of all, I'm not normally a player of thy pokey bug stick, so I am terrible with it, and for some stupid reason I picked a Rathalos for this video, so I ended up jumping around a lot more than I wanted to because the bloody thing just wouldn't land. Now, this is something I've actually put a lot of careful consideration into, because one thing I did notice that once I actually did get into the fighting rather than just, oh my god, I need buffs, which I didn't upgrade my bug, I found it very comfortable, very easy to use, and I didn't really feel like I was in any immediate danger whatsoever. And I will be sharing the exact build I used with this, which does outperform the current meta. Although there is one meta build that is of equal standing, but it relies on peak performance. I am not. So yeah, take into account that what you will. Anyway, we're going to start out with the first build, which is really weird. So bear with me. And oh my god, it's been ages since I've seen Draken, but this is just simply the easiest way I can get anyone to transition into Iceborne. And it mostly just all revolves around that master rank Barroth coil waste. We're still using the defender here, you can still utilise your augments here at this point, but it does do very well. It'll be more like a Challenger 3 charm rather than the 4, but overall this did make pretty good mincemeat of the first few monsters. Or you could go for something like this, requires a little bit more grinding, because you're going to be relying on that Rathalos Master Rank chest. I tried to say Mathalos there. That was weird. Master Rank Rathalos. Mathalos. Anyway, there is a level 4 deco slot I've left spare here. Feel free to put in what you wish. Depends entirely on what you want. It's still going to be quite early game, so you probably won't have things like Tenderizer Vitality, blah. But if you can get good stuff, I would suggest something along the lines of this. Simply because, well, it's worked really well. I don't know how to say the fact that it gave you the health boost that I needed. A little bit lower on the attack, but the defense was there, so I didn't really have to worry too much about it. The only thing that was a problem with this was the glaive itself. It just wasn't cutting it. So I went and solved that problem as well. Turns out the Viper Toby Kadachi Paralysis Insect Glaive worked very well. Add enough paralysis to at least get 2 paras per hunt, which would definitely help with the DPS, or if you're just trying to maintain your lovely little pokey bug stick buffs. Overall though, although the weapon did work very well, it does quickly get overshadowed as you progress through the game by near enough everything. Now we are at that point where something really annoying happens. There's not really a lot to compensate for Master's Touch, minus obviously razor sharp spare shot. So you end up utilising the Nagakuga pieces or the charm. Now, unless you were going to go complete Odin Garen, there wasn't really much use for anything really. So you tend to sort of go for Nagakuga. That's probably the quickest and easiest ways to get yourself maintaining sharpness more. The problem with this is you do sacrifice attack. So if you are good with Insect Glaive, just stick with the previous build and grind out for the decos. If not, and you need that extra defense and you don't mind the loss of attack, this was the best I could do. And to be perfectly honest, it's terrible. You've got enough defense there to take more than enough hits, but you don't do enough damage to stagger or stun, and yeah, use at your own risk. We will get off that pretty darn quickly. So I went out and I sought other options, and that's just sort of like that weird middle ground of where you get Nagakuga, Glavenus, Tigrex, but after that you get Fulgur Anjanath, which is pretty damn handy. So you then can make sets more like this. The damage is still a bit low, but the overall effect is still there. It's pretty handy. And at this point, you might notice monsters start moving around a lot more. Although the jumping and flying around is even worse now because Elemental Airborne is gone and just this is designed to be a bit more comfortable doing that, hence the use of Stamina Surge, so you can get your stamina back quickly. It's more of a reposition tool than it is I'm going to stay in the air and slam everything. But that is basically it. After this, we have what I'm calling the end game safety build. It does work really, really well. It's not quite OP, but it's pretty damn easy to make, pretty sustainable, and it does work very, very well. Now, if you've watched any of my previous builds, you might recognize the general layout of this 2-piece Fell Shroud and 3-piece Kaiser. Offers both Master's Touch and Super Recovery, and yeah, away you go. All you need at this point is potentially a Health Augment and a Affinity Augment. With this particular build, I'd recommend going with the Health Augment first because you will do enough damage regardless. It's just going to be more of a staying alive kind of thing. Now, there is one level 1 decoration slot that is left open. You could feel free to put a Tool Specialist in there for Tool Specialist 3, maybe an attack for a little bit more damage, one more Vitality, I don't know, although Health Boost is already full, so screw it. It's a little bit more mid-maxed, but it does offer a very generous balance of attack, defense, survivability, and kicking the crap out of that monster, which is what we all really want, don't we? And here it is, my end game build. The Trickling Spiral with an Affinity and Health Augment, Expert Jewel 4, Kaiser Crown Beta with a Handicraft Jewel 4, Brute Tigrex Chest with a Handicraft Jewel 4 and Attack Jewel 1, Kaiser Van Braces Beta with Handicraft Medicine and Elementless, Kaiser Coil Beta with Attack Critical Expert, and then Garuga Greaves with a Tenderizer Evasion and Critical. I've got the medicine in there just to try and keep the health return up that little bit more, and the evasion is just enough to help with dodging things to get the hell out of the way with the pokey bug sticks run around. Now, the mantles I personally use are evasion and impact, but temporal and rocksteady are good shouts as well. Overall, this build performs up and beyond a lot of the meta. The only one that is at the exact same damage output that I have utilizes peak performance, and unless you're some god tier player, peak performance is not going to work for you. So no matter what, as long as I keep my 3 bug buffs up, this is at maximum damage, and it does work very, very well. You do see me jumping around a bit more. That's just because I hate Rathalos because he does that stupid move. But overall, the build worked very well. I might actually be converted as a little bit of a more pokey bug stick user because I did find this really enjoyable, really fun, safe, and just overall a pleasant experience. But in the meantime, have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health. Maybe give a like, a subscribe. It's free. Helps me out. I'm still a bubby channel.